This is Flightforge. For the past couple weeks, I've been working on building this website, which lets you create Wings of Fire characters. Now, other Wings of Fire character creators do exist, notably Picrew. You can find some on Picrew. This is just the first one I found. First of all, the layout looks a little bit silly on a computer. More importantly, the images that you make out of this have some significant restrictions on them. Designs made using this Picrew may not be sold. You cannot make any profit from my artwork. That includes design trades and art. Always credit me when sharing the designs you have generated. And this is totally understandable. This is not a bad thing. I wanted to make my own with images that you can do whatever you want. All of the images are specifically free of copyright, so you can do whatever you want with them. You can recolor them, you can modify them, you can use them as your profile picture, you can use them in a YouTube video, you can sell them. I don't know why you would sell them, but you can. You can't claim you made the entire thing just because that's not true, but you can use it in whatever way you want. Now here we're looking at the desktop design, but Flightforge also works on mobile. On the left side here we have the image preview, and this is basically, obviously, the image of your dragon. This will update as you change the other side, the configurator. Configurator is not actually a word, but I think it's fun to say, so I called it the configurator. Now, the configurator is split into several steps here, as you can see, with the first being basic information. So we can go ahead and select a tribe here. Right now, we have Peril open here, which is included by default, but we can select whatever we want here. Like, here's Peril as an Ice Wing, here's Peril as a Leaf Wing, as a Hive Wing, as a Nightwing. Yeah, and you can even do hybrids, like maybe we want a Rain Sand hybrid. You can see, oops, that's a bug. Okay, well you can choose, it's not supposed to say sky, but you can choose which body parts to use from each tribe. So right now this is all Rainwing, but let's say we want to have a Sandwing tail. Boom, there we go. Sandwing legs. Boom, there we go. And this works with any number of tribes. So if you want to do a tribrid, then you can have a Seawing body with a Sandwing tail and legs with a Rainwing head and wings, whatever you want. Anyway, we're gonna go back to Skywing. On the next page is where you can change the colors. So there are lots of things you can change. There's the primary color, which is primary, obviously. There's the secondary color, which controls secondary, obviously. And then there's underscales. I'm sure you can figure all this out, but and then there's membrane. So this is mostly the wings here. This is actually gradient. So if you wanted to do like red to green, like it doesn't really work with Peril here, but you get the idea. You can do stuff like that. Oh yeah, here's the undo button. And then you can even like make it transparent, which kind of like only really makes sense for Hive Wings, but you can technically do it for any tribe you want. And then, of course, we have eyes. We're going to keep the blue, and spikes, which is along the back here, the horns, the talons, etc., etc. The name is another big thing with Flightforge. I am really bad at naming things. I am so bad at coming up with names. Why do you think my OC's name is Bog? So I added this little randomize feature, and depending on the tribe or tribes of your dragon, it will pick a random name from a list of like several hundred names. So if you get stuck on names, this is designed to help you out. Relations. This is another important thing with Flightforge. I haven't talked about this yet, but another thing with character generators is that they mostly just focus on the appearance, which is important. But there are so many other things to creating a character. I'm not going to spoil too much, we'll get into it, but relations here. So you can click in this box and you can choose a relation, or you can just write whatever you want here. Like, I think mentor is here, but if you want to use teacher instead, then you can do that. And then it'll add a little box here. So you can see that we have, I added a friend whose name is Turtle, and status is good. And you can add as many relations as you want, and then you can just set all their properties here. Next is locations. So there are 4 default locations, which is hatching location, growing up location, home location, and current location. You can select from a list of locations, but you can also just put whatever you want here. And there's a randomize button too, in case you can't decide. But you can also just add your own. So like maybe you want to add previous home, and then you can write a previous home here or whatever. Next up, we have traits. You can rate these traits from 0 to 5 stars for your dragon to kind of figure out, like, you know, what are they like behavior-wise? Because that's another important thing about a character. Peril here doesn't have great stats, but also Peril has fire scales, so you know. And then there's life. You can choose health and occupation. Accessories, you can add accessories, like here's an armband, there it is. You can even change the color of the armband. There's also earring, glasses, necklace, chest plate. I would like to add more accessories, because this is only 5, so if you have any ideas, let me know. And then finally there's the metadata. So there are 2 fields here. There's the creator, who originally created the character, and the builder, which is who built it in Flightforge. So obviously I did not create Peril, so I put 2ET Sutherland in here. But for builder, that's me, because I built it in Flightforge. So normally, if you're making your own OC, these are going to be the same, which is why there's this checkbox, which makes them the same. And then the final page just gives you a brief overview, summary of everything. So you can like copy and paste this and edit it into a character bio if you want. But anyway, this save button appears, and this gives you 2 options. You can download or export. I haven't really talked about it this much, but at the top here is the action bar. I did undo. This download button is the same as this download button here, and it will download the file containing all of the dragons in your collection. So dragons in Flightforge, if we go to the home here, are stored in a collection. So here I have Peril, but I can go ahead and create a new dragon here. And I'll just set some basic parameters, whatever. And you can see it appears here. And so these 2 dragons are in the same collection together. And I can name this collection video. And then once I have this, I can save it. And now it's saved to my computer. But this way, if we leave the page or reload it, it doesn't save anything by itself. But I can load up my collection, and there it is. I have Peril and Grasshopper back, just like it was before. And you can see I actually have a few different collections here. Here's my actual, like, collection. Hey, there's Bog, look at that. The other option is export, which is the same as this button here, and this will just take the image and it will turn it into a PNG with a transparent background. This doesn't seem to work on all browsers and devices. On my iPhone, for some reason, the colors didn't work properly. So if the image doesn't look right, you might have to use a different browser or just take a screenshot. If you close the tab, your changes will go away. It does ask you if you're really sure you want to leave as a bit of a safeguard, but like on like a mobile device, if you like go to a different app, then like your browser might refresh in the background or whatever. So just make sure you save, because it does not save for you. I did not want to add a whole account system. So this is how it works. In the menu here, we have some other options. You can create a new one from here. You can access the raw JSON data and edit it. I wouldn't recommend this for most people. It does try to not let you do it if it's invalid, but you still can break things. This is not supported, okay? Save before you mess around with this. But then we also have settings. There's a dark theme. You can also click on this link to report a bug. You'll need to sign up to the bug tracker in order to report a bug. This is also the place to make suggestions. If you have any feedback or frustrations that you want to share, please, I want to hear them because I want to make it this better. And then for any computer nerds like me, the whole app is actually open source. I worked really hard on this, and I really want to make something that like makes a difference in the Wings of Fire community. If you want to try it out, go to flightforge.app. At the time of recording, you can't just like look it up on Google. It's not indexed. It's too new. If you're watching this in the future, it is probably on there by now. Flightforge.app, just like remember it or bookmark it. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what your ideas are. I'm really excited for this. I really hope you like it because I worked really hard on making it. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.